In my previous video, I was testing this drill guide by KVB, and the results were not great, but I don't think that the basic structure of the product is that bad. I think that if we improve its mechanics here and there, we can actually turn this into a useful tool. So the main problem is related to the sliding spindle head, which has too much play in it. And the problem is related also to these guide bars, which are quite smooth to touch, but they are still not on the right level what comes to the thickness tolerance in particular. You can check it by locking the stopper collar like halfway and moving it along the guide bar, and you will notice that there is a variation in the thickness of the guide bar. So what I want to do is I want to replace the guide bars and work on the sliding mechanism of the spindle head. And then what comes to the main base, I'm actually quite happy with it. It's very compact, and I know that in the newer version of the product, Milescraft has increased its size, so the DrillMate Pro has a much bigger main base. But the problem is that when you increase the size of the main base, then you can't get as close to the corners, and it's not as agile what comes to reaching difficult to reach spots. So I actually prefer to have this very compact main base, and we can complement it with additional base plates when needed. And those are needed, of course, if you want to have a bigger area of support or if you want to clamp this guide better to the workpiece. So I will be now disassembling the product, and we will see if there is something else we can find that is of interest when starting to improve this. So this spring I will be probably replacing with different way to offset the weight of the spindle head and the drill. Here is the main problem basically. So these bushings here, which I believe are made of polyamide. So if we remove one of them, we can see that they are even too short. I mean, they could be like 1 centimeter longer, so I don't know why they have been made so short. But in any case, these bushings are definitely not the right way to go. And what I'm thinking of doing is I am planning to remove the bushings, and I will be placing there a linear bearing instead. The linear bearing has a little bit bigger diameter than the bushing, so I need to drill the opening a little bit bigger, and then we can get the bearing to slide in. As we don't have a lot of room to increase the size of the hole, we are limited to bearings which can accommodate 10 millimeter shafts, but I think that 10 millimeters is okay, at least for my needs, if we have a good quality steel, that is. In any case, this is the first thing I'm planning to do, and in order for us to fix the 10 millimeter guide bars to the base, I need to work on these mounts as well. So this mount is basically also having some tolerance issues, and it's made out of plastic. I think I want to make it out of metal, and then I can have a better fit of the mounting point with the main base. So this is something I need to do. I think I will be starting from this part. So about the shape of these parts. Over here we have small dents every 15 degrees. And now if we measure the distance of dents which are 60 degrees apart, we can see that the distance is 30 millimeters. Meaning that if this one was a full circle, the radius of that circle would be 30 millimeters, so the diameter would be 60 millimeters. And we can use this information to make the right shape for these mounts. This is how the drill guide looks like after the first round of my changes. It's still very much work in progress, but now I can already start using it because there is very little play left in the drill bit, and the little that is left is related to the poor bearings used for the spindle head. I will be replacing those later. Anyway, I have changed the guide bars to be of proper axle shaft steel. And I have also replaced the original bushings with proper linear bearings. So now the spindle head is sliding very smoothly along the guide bars. And I have also changed the stoppers, so they are quite different feel compared to the original one. And I made also new fixtures for the guide bars that are fixing them to the base. But I will be making a bit of a side-by-side comparison, so comparing the original guide bar with the current one, and you will see some changes. So, old versus new. The most important change is replacing these bushings with proper linear bearings. And these bearings, they are sliding really nicely along the guide bars. And what comes to the guide bars, the old guide bars, they have actually more play, they wobble more than the new ones, even if they are of thicker material. The problem is in this plastic fixture over here. And you can try to solve the problem by tightening the guide bar stronger and stronger, but I would actually warn against it because they have used the cheapest 4.8 grade steel in the bolt, so you might want to replace that one, or you end up having problems with its threads sooner or later. And what comes to these stoppers, the original plastic stopper is a little bit inaccurate and not so convenient to use. And the new ones I have used, they are of metal, and they are offering really good grip around the shaft. And that's what I like about actually these stoppers, the old and the new one, is that they are taking grip around the shaft instead of just pressing a bolt against the shaft. I have seen that being used in the new DrillMate Pro, and I don't like that. In any case, these are the most important changes so far. The work continues, but now thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Ciao!